All right, we are live. I'm just going to say, let us know when you can see us, because sometimes there's a bit of a lag. Okay, but anyways, hello everybody who is watching. Okay, I think we're live. Okay, I'm going to start talking, but maybe Rich can let us know. Rich, let us know when you see us. Welcome everybody. This is obviously my channel where I do lots of bookish things. Today we're going to be doing some productivity sprints with my friends. And Kate Howard's here, Noah's here. Hi guys. And I would like for my friends to introduce themselves to everybody here. Because I know Cristina has a fairly new channel, or at least I just found her newly. So Cristina, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. So I have had a channel in Portuguese for some years. I don't know how many episodes, but it's a knitting channel. So I am an avid knitter, and I normally talk about knitting above all. But now, more recently, I started talking a little bit about knitting as well, but in English, to have. I want to participate in this community, which is so cool, isn't it? At least that's how I see it. I love to talk to other booktubers, to talk with people that love books. And so I started to just recently my talking about books, doing some tags, talking about what I read, what I want to read. And then, because I cannot be moderate, I fell in the rabbit hole of read-alongs, and oh, you cannot imagine how well, you can, you know how I'm doing.
We know.
We do.
So I don't know how many read-alongs I'm in and what I'm reading and what I'm not reading. Okay, anyhow, but that's me, and I live in Lisbon, Portugal.
That was a great introduction. Thank you. And yes, Cristina does all the cool read-alongs. She's reading War and Peace right now with Jennifer. She read The Brothers Karamazov with Victoria and I, and I'm sure we'll be doing more in the future.
I think you're reading The Silent Planet too, Out of the Silent Planet.
Yes. But that one was short, and Slaughterhouse-Five too.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Hi, Rainy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let us know in the comments, everybody, what you are going to be doing today. So Rich said he's going to be rereading The Well of Ascension, which is a fantastic book. Victoria and I have both read it. Have either of you read it, Cristina or Jennifer?
No, I haven't. Actually, I want to start reading more fantasy because I always loved fantasy. So I'm watching every booktube about trying to decide what's my next step. Because I never read Brandon Sanderson, never. So
he is really fun.
Never. I want to read that 7 books of Stephen King. What's the name? I cannot remember. Dark Tower.
Dark Tower.
I also read a lot about it, so I'm still deciding this summer when I have time, because I tend to read everything.
You're an eclectic reader.
Yes, but an avid reader. So I hate to start series that haven't not finished yet, because when I start, I want to finish them. And
yeah, it's hard with fantasy because it's like always in a series.
Yes, but now, for example, Jennifer, you talked about The Last Kingdom, and I bought the first book because you said it was finished.
It is finished. A lot of books, but it is finished.
When I was a kid, I have a trauma. When I was a kid, one author died before she finished the series. It was a middle grade series here in Portuguese, and she died, and I am traumatized. So never again shall I read a series which is not finished.
No, that's the worst. Now I know. So, we talked about how Christina is a very eclectic reader, and that is something that I love about Jennifer's channel. When I first found her, I was just like, okay, she's a historian. She's been like everywhere. Dante is like her favorite person ever who existed ever. And also, that may be an exaggeration, you could tell me. She reads like fantasy. Yes. Another read along that Christina is joining us for. Um, so so Jennifer, would you like to introduce yourself and your channel and maybe the read along you're hosting?
Yes, well, I'm Jennifer at the channel Jennifer Brooks, and I am a very eclectic reader. I mostly read classics and fantasy. And so right now I am hosting a read along of Dante's Divine Comedy. We are starting in the month of April reading the Inferno, so you can still join in if you want to.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, Rainy.
And what? Woohoo! Nice. Did you finish Out of the Silent Planet, Rainy? Do you know, Victoria? Has she told you?
I don't think she finished it yet, but Rainy, you can let me know.
But she started it.
I know she started it.
Exciting! I started reading it with my mom because she's joining us for this read along. Although she'll be doing it a little slower because I'm reading it to her. She doesn't have a copy, so
Oh, okay.
it's so fun to read with her. I'm loving discussing it. We're just still in we're like on chapter 4. So Victoria, would you like to introduce yourself and your channel and your first read along that you're hosting?
Yeah, I'm Victoria. My channel is A Musical Bookworm, and I've mostly I guess my channel's mostly been fantasy and classics, but I read a lot of other stuff too. And I'm hosting my first ever read along. We're reading the C.S. Lewis Space Trilogy, so they're really short. So if you want to join in, you can definitely read them in like the first 2 books. They take like 2 or 3 days because they're like 130 pages or something. So you can finish the first 2 really quickly. But we have our first live show for the first book on April 17th, which will be next Saturday. Today's Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday. So you have a week.
Yay!
You can join us. Sorry, my cat is everywhere right now. Move her from the premises.
Oh my goodness. So Victoria is one of my early friends on BookTube that I met here, and we did Storm Along together, which had a series of like 14 or 15 live streams over the course of like 6 months. It was insanity, but very, very fun. So she reads lots of fantasy and classics. 3 books, but they're like each a trilogy in and of themselves.
Oh, okay.
they're like this big. So, and Rich was reading along with us. So yeah, that was really, really fun. So Victoria does lots of vlogs and tags, and she's always coming up with like TBR plans, and she loves doing buddy reads. So she's really a wonderful person as well. Please check out her channel. All their channels are linked down below.
I basically just read everything that Christy reads. I'm like, oh, what's Christy reading? I want to read that.
I have some TBR twins here today.
My problem is what everyone reads. So every one of you talks about the book, and
that sounds good. Yeah. That happens to me with Noah, like all the time. Noah is like, oh yeah, let's do a readathon of Virginia Woolf in June, and I'm like, oh my goodness, can I fit it into June? Because I must somehow.
You have your whole year planned out already.
May is already booked, so
yeah.
no more.
So for our first sprint today, we will be chatting and then sprinting on some work. Should we start out with a shorter, like 15-minute one, or maybe 20 minutes, or should we go longer and just like, I think we should start with a shorter one. Should we do 15 or 20 minutes, do you think? Think it matters? I don't know.
Mm, I like longer ones because I'm so slow. I get nothing done in like 15 minutes. So
That is very true. I'm thinking.
poke.
Okay, let's see if anybody else has commented. 15 minutes sounds good to Rainy. Squeeze it in. Well, if you're doing it, Noah, I'm gonna have to be reading Virginia Woolf, whatever one you choose. I'm gonna have to do it somehow.
I wanted to read Mrs. Dalloway this year, but I didn't know when. So I read To the Lighthouse at university, but not Mrs. Dalloway. So I want to read it.
I read Mrs. Dalloway in college, actually, and I really liked it. I definitely need to reread it and read more Virginia Woolf. I remember liking it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like Rainy says 15, Victoria says 20. What if we did 15 for the first one for a warm up, and then we did like
Okay.
30 minutes for the second one, Victoria? Would that be okay?
Sure.
Is 30 long enough, or we could maybe even go longer? We'll see.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's whatever you guys want to do.
That's okay. All right, let's do like a 15-minute sprint to start. So we'll be sprinting from 15 to 30. And then what are you guys going to work on?
I'm going to read. May I ask something? Is it
Yeah.
better to switch off my mic while we are working?
I generally do.
Yeah.
But
it's just because this is my first time with this program here. It's just to click
yeah.
mic and okay.
Yeah. I think if you're like quiet, it's probably fine. Like I think when Krista does hers, she normally doesn't mute it. So sometimes you hear like turning a page or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I generally do because sometimes I'm doing Duolingo or something. Yeah. Okay, we'll do this one.
Well, I saw somebody who was reading John Adams, and I am too. I'm also reading John Adams.
It's so good.
I'm going to try to finish it in like 5 days, but that's probably not going to happen, but I'm going to try.
That's what
And
I'm reading now. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Is that John Adams?
Also War and Peace.
Yeah.
Oh, War and Peace.
War and Peace, yeah.
Yes, War and
Me
Oh,
too,
yeah, me
Christina.
too.
And you both have beautiful editions.
Yeah,
you all have beautiful editions.
This is the
Christina's is
Richard
amazing.
Yeah, I like this collection a lot. They have 6 books. They are beautiful. They are Russian.
They're gorgeous.
They really are.
Fabric, inspired in Russian fabric. This collection,
Ooh.
and they are all beautiful. I'm collecting them. I already have 3, but they are 6. Okay. So I like books, everything inside, outside. You know, smell, everything.
Those editions are so pretty. I've seen those editions before, but I don't own any. I have to get some.
Yeah. And I because there are only 6 books, I think I can collect them. So even if they are repeated, because 2 of them I already have, but I need these covers.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Rainy. I know, Rainy. I haven't been like talking to you guys about Spanish. I'm doing my Duolingo every day, but I haven't checked up on my fellow Spanish learners. So we'll have to restart our little Voxer group.
Yes, we will do that. I am working on Russian as well, but it's slow and it's not every day. So, which I really need to work on it every day if I can, because there's little words that I get confused if I don't. But regardless, it's time to work on it now because it is past 15. You know, let's go to 35 because we're like a minute past already. So it'll be closer to 20 minutes than 15, Victoria.
Alrighty.
Hello, everybody. How did you do?
I'm almost at the end of part 1 of War and Peace, so I'm feeling accomplished, and I'm now utterly
Yay.
obsessed. Something just happened. It was fabulous.
Part 1 of what book?
I'm at the end, maybe of book 3. I don't know what the difference between the books and the parts are. Yeah,
You're
I'm
almost at the end
part
of our
3.
section.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so exciting. As soon as it started talking, it was the death of one of the men, one of the important men that in like the first book of the first part. That's when suddenly it got really interesting to me. You start talking about death and I'm interested.
Count Yazuko.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. Yeah.
Is Pierre's father. Okay.
Yes, yes, exactly.
It's bloody now. It's bloody now, and that's really, really good.
Yeah.
Morbid.
Bloody is good. Oh goodness. How about you, Christina? How did you do?
I read a chapter, I think, only. So.
Hey, there you go. I know, sure. 15 minutes is so short.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do a longer one next time.
Was a chapter.
Go, Jennifer. How about you, Victoria?
Oh, I read 5 pages.
Of John Adams?
That's what
I'm
I
so
read.
slow.
What's happening with John and Abigail? Or are they not together yet?
I'm super early in the book. I'm like almost to the end of the first I don't know if it's the first part. This book is divided strangely as well. It's like got multiple chapters in the chapter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. That makes the audiobook so confusing.
Oh,
like listening to it's impossible to find my place without an ebook, so that I can word search.
Mm-hmm.
That's been obnoxious as someone who switches back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
Which book is it that you're reading, Victoria? I didn't.
I'm reading the John Adams biography.
Yes, I remember now.
Ramsey from
so good,
Rajakan.
Victoria.
I like it a lot so far. Yeah, I like the writing and everything. I feel like with nonfiction, you always get a really strong sense of like the author's just his own speaking voice, and so I like his writing style in general so far. But yeah, I'm pretty early on, so I think that we're talking about the Stamp Act right now. The Stamp Act, which made all the Americans really mad.
Hi, Luke. Don't come here with those lies. You're so productive. Luke just posted another conversational video today, which I'm very excited to watch because he's got Billy Bonsai with him, which he's really cool too. He reads Dostoevsky, which makes him cool in my book.
Instant cool factor.
Yes. And Evie is here. She productively ate during our sprint. That is productivity.
That is productive.
Yes. And Rainey got a chapter and a half done, which is like, wow. Very cool. What did
You're fast,
you guys...
Rainey.
Yeah. Did anybody see what Rainey was reading? Did she say? Rainey, what are you reading?
Is it a C.S. Lewis book? No, I don't know.
Oh, right. It wasn't that. Was it Dante? Did you say you're starting Dante, Rainey? And John Adams, Dead Cats in the Street, the Reynolds Scandal. And Napoleon Bonaparte entered the chat.
Napoleon also entered the chat in War and Peace, and I'm a little in love, so.
Oh, goodness. The Reynolds pamphlet.
Every time I hear that, I think of Hamilton's song, and it goes off in my head. The Reynolds pamphlet.
Yes.
Every time.
With the Jefferson being like super happy. Jefferson is such a peach. Who's our friend today, Victoria?
Oh, this is Evelyn.
So funny.
She's crying for attention.
Oh. Bye, Rainy. Thanks for coming.
Bye, Rainy.
We'll look forward to when you return. On these photo albums. So if you guys follow Rich on Instagram, he does these gorgeous photos, and they're always mind-blowing. And I know that's because he takes so many and he like edits them perfectly, and he puts out only the very best. So his stream is just like all beauty all the time.
Yeah, he's a very talented photographer. I took my silly camera out. It's like amateur camera. It's not that professional, but I took it out yesterday, just like taking picture of nature, pretending I was an actual photographer. I'm not sure how they came out yet. We'll see. If any look good, I might post them.
Yes,
Probably.
do it. Jennifer and I were just talking about how we go out sometimes and take just footage that we can include in vlogs. Just like, let's just go get something pretty. Do you ever do that, Victoria? Because you always have pretty footage in your vlogs.
Yeah, well, I vlog a lot, like when I go on walks, because I try to like walk in the morning, so I'll usually try to get something when I walk.
And do you still listen to music on your walks, or are you listening to audiobooks now?
Lately, I've been listening to music. I don't have an audiobook right now because I've just been using Scribd, and there's nothing on Scribd right now that like I wanted to read immediately. So I've been listening to music instead.
Nice. Your stories the other day on Instagram just had like a whole bunch of music, like a stream of it. Great.
With no rhyme or reason to genre. Yeah, Christy, you do have pretty scenery where you live. It looks like you live in an area.
I do. I have a beautiful view of the lake, like a couple minutes from my house, and I walk there a lot. It just, I feel like I live like an hour and a half or 2 hours from the coast, and whenever I go there, it's like I feel so refreshed, but it helps having a lake so close by. It feels like I'm near the ocean.
It's really pretty.
And it's so good. I feel claustrophobic if I'm away from the sea. So I'm lucky to live where I live. Because
I agree, Christina.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been a year since I've seen the sea.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Oh.
Fortunately, I live by a river too, because here in Lisbon we have what do you call it? Estuary of a river, yeah, and then we have the sea because Portugal's coast is the Atlantic Ocean from north to south. So we are a very tiny country, the most western country of Europe. So of Europe, of the continent, because of course there are islands. We also have islands in the middle of the ocean. But and so I always lived here, and I have a kind of a beach house, which is 30 minutes from Lisbon, by the ocean, and it's so good, so relaxing. It's where I sleep best because I can listen to the noise of the waves, you know what it is, and it's a rough sea because this is a west coast in the Atlantic Ocean, is very rough, and it's great. But whenever I travel inside, for example, I remember once we were going to Madrid by car, and I saw a sign saying next beach or something like that, 600 kilometers. And I said, I felt like I'm used to look at outside the window and see the sea, and now, good, 600 kilometers. So that's how I feel. I don't like to be far away from the sea. Strange, but
There is something just strangely like magnetic about it. I don't think I would have been a sailor in another life. I think I would have been a little bit afraid, but I definitely would have lived right near the sea.
Yes, that's completely different because I also am afraid of the sea because the sea where I live is pretty rough. So it's one of those stories where many fishermen die and so on. That's our sea here. And I also get seasickness a lot. So I like to see the sea,
Yeah.
but standing on land. Okay, so the sea is there and I'm here.
Yeah. I wish I lived closer to the ocean. I live more inland California, so I'm just far away far enough away from the ocean to like it's inconvenient to go, and it like takes like a whole day, and it's annoying. I'm like, I wish I was a little bit closer.
Yeah, because you live a little further east from the California coast.
Yeah, I live closer to the desert than I do to the ocean.
The desert's cool too.
The desert is cool. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's beautiful in a different way.
And is it too hot in the summer?
Oh yeah, it's usually like between 110, 115 where I live every summer.
So
Whoa.
what that?
It's deserty.
I have no idea what that is in Celsius. That's
Oh yeah, in Celsius I don't know.
Maybe 50 Celsius? Is it that much? Or
50.
45? 45? I used to know the Celsius conversion, but
I don't know.
I have my phone here, otherwise I would check.
The other day I was at a doctor's appointment and I was like, yeah, I probably walk like just a little over 2 kilometers a day because like that's less than miles, I know. I don't know like exacts. And he's like, kilometers? Who uses kilometers or what are you? Like, where are you from? I was like, aren't we supposed to be using the metric system now, doctor? Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
50.
yes,
Oh my goodness.
Mhm. Yeah, we get really
Okay.
hot summers.
I would die. Under 50.
We just stay inside a lot in the summer.
yeah.
Yes, of course.
And there's like no
Indoor-
breeze out there, is there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all kind of like trapped between the mountains and the coast, and it like I live where it's all trapped. But yeah, but the desert's beautiful. Just hot.
So what's everybody gonna work on for our next sprint of half an hour?
I'm going to continue with War and Peace because I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yay! Are you
And
near to the end?
Oh, and I should have finished this whatever. I don't understand. Sorry, I'm trying to understand where I am. Okay,
I know.
so I think that we were supposed to finish volume 1. Is it?
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I
Whichever
haven't.
one there are 4 of. We're finishing
Yes.
the first one of
Those
those.
are volumes. Volume I have here.
Okay.
3 and 4 and epilogue. So volume 1. We were supposed to have finished, and I am still in volume 1. So part 2 of volume 1. So I want to finish this. It's not much. 100 pages. So I want to finish them. So I'll stick to
All
it.
right.
Hopefully, I will finish that too, and then I will start reading Dante.
Okay.
Yay.
Oh, but you know that I read Inferno already because I had started by myself. Reading. Yes,
You read my mind.
When Jennifer talked about her read along, I already had finished Inferno, and I am reading Purgatory. I am ahead for a change. So because I'm usually behind, so
Same.
I read 1 canto per day. That's what I did with Inferno, and that's what I'm doing with Purgatory as well. And I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. It's a great read.
Ooh. Evie, has anyone else read this part of this trilogy by Catherine Arden?
I did not like it.
Okay. So what? So okay, I was so divided on this because I thought it was beautiful and I loved everything about it except for like the way religion was handled. I guess it felt like it was supposed to be a middle grade book, but it was handling. I don't know. It just
That's
went on.
exactly it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Because I thought it was so beautiful.
Is
But
that the Russian?
yeah, yeah, and that
I have
spoke to me
first.
too.
I have the first book, but I haven't read it yet because I was waiting for the trilogy to finish my mania. But now you're saying it's not good.
I didn't like the writing style. I didn't feel like I
Oh.
knew the characters. I felt like the writing was beautiful, but I didn't know the characters at all. But
Mm.
I'm the odd one out. Everybody loves it.
I know,
So
I feel the same way. Everybody I know is like, it's perfect. And I'm like, oh, I gave it 3 stars because I loved it in so many ways, but it just really bothered my spirit, if that makes sense.
You read the
Uh,
trilogy?
I only read book 1, so I
Okay.
didn't even continue on. Evie has read on, so she's more of an authority. Thank you for sharing, Evie. I hope you don't feel attacked.
yes, I hope you love it, Evie.
Yes, I'm so glad you're loving it so far, and I hope you continue to.
I really want to try them. I've heard a lot of good things.
They're totally worth a shot, for sure. Because you might. I love the way she's handling religion and its fiction of the individual's striver power. Okay. Okay. Oh, and Kate has tried it. Hi, Pete. Oh boy, I feel totally attacked. I'm sorry, Evie.
Attack. That's
We love you. Thank you for coming. Please don't leave. Oh my gosh. Ooh, nice, nice. Oh,
Oh, I wonder.
that is exciting.
I wonder.
Oh, Victoria and I have been voxing about that.
If
Oh,
it,
good, she kids. Evie can hang in there. She's tough. Oh my goodness. So this, if anybody's wondering, is the response video that I just did to Michael Nip. There was just a response yesterday from Attention exclamation mark is his channel. He's like a newer channel. And it was hilarious. What?
paid.
I just watched it today. It was really good. He's funny.
Oh man. He is he's great. I really enjoyed that. So I'm really looking forward to Pete's. Woo! And Pete is another one who is reading Dostoevsky. So that again makes him very cool in my book. And Kate is here. Impromptu naps are like wonderful. They're the best part of the day.
I am planning now to nap on Fridays to be able to participate in Noah's live.
Oh, I know, yeah.
I enjoy them a lot, but it's 2 a.m. here when he
Oh, oh man,
You are a rock star. Gosh.
that's dedication, Christina.
Yeah. What time is it at that time? When it's 6 p.m. here and 9 p.m. for Noah on the East Coast. What time is it for you?
It's 2 p.m.
Oh, 2 p.m.
2 a.m.
Yes. No.
2 a.m.
No, 2 a.m. Sorry. I was
2 a.m. Okay.
Yes,
I was like 2 p.m. That's
You're
not
a
as
queen,
late as I
Christina.
No, 2 a.m. And sometimes
Wow.
Sina from beating about around the books. I think it's how her channel is. She's in Germany, so it's 3 a.m. for her. Yeah, because she's 1 hour later, and sometimes she's there too. So
Okay, guys. Oops, you couldn't hear me probably. Okay, guys, it's about time to sprint because, oops, I didn't change. I thought I changed it, but it looks like I didn't. Wait, there we go. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and get started on our long sprint of the day. And yeah.
okay.
And I'm just gonna mute myself. Hey, ladies. How'd you do? And everybody in the chat. We had quite a conversation going on, ranging from everywhere from the Wheel of Time to the Beatles. And Rainy is back.
And what is she reading?
Did we
never
even
knew.
learn what Rainy, what are you reading?
I feel like did she put it earlier? She might have.
Did she? I must have missed it. I'm sorry, Rainy. Hey, Evie's husband joined us. Hello, Evie's husband.
Nice.
Right? Right? Okay, Brandon drops there's so many clues hidden in plain sight in that series. Yeah. It's so
Start
good.
with that, Christina. You should read The Well of Ascension and the Mistborn series.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I watched, I don't remember the name of the channel, but I watched the channel where they recommend that we start with Mistborn. Is it?
Yeah, it's really good. You can't go wrong with that series.
It's a good place to start.
Okay. So I will
It hooked Julio.
Yeah, Julio finally finished Wall of Ascension. So I'm gonna have him do a little review video at some point.
He thought nerds were weird until he read Mistborn.
Yeah. I was actually surprised he picked up Mistborn at all. But I think he was interested in like what I was doing, and he was like, "Well, you seem to like these, so I guess I'll try." And he ended up liking it.
Yes. That's awesome.
Oh, Rainy is reading A Girl from Yamhill.
Right. Angie's read along. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that earlier. Angie's doing a read along of Beverly Cleary's is it autobiography? I think it is. But yeah, that's really cool. Yay, Julio!
What are you working on, Christy?
I've been just working on my Russian. I really need to work on War and Peace. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just keep am like, oh well, I do know what's wrong with me. I needed more flags so that I could continue reading War and Peace because it already has so many that I keep running out.
I find so funny. Your flags are all over the place.
I know, I love it.
It's becoming a peacock, a Russian peacock.
And my flags are like little tiny.
Yeah.
Oh, look how organized.
Oh!
It looks very organized.
Oh, yeah. I wish I could say I was organized, but I am not.
I am obsessive compulsive, and if they are not exactly as they should be, I'm always taking them off and putting them. Yeah.
I do the same thing.
So,
but Christy looks like
yeah.
You're really like a passionate reader, like
just like post it.
When I started really learning how to write, not that I'm like a fantastic writer, I wish I was, but I'm very average. But I did learn about a lot of the elements of writing as I was studying it. And so I try and keep track of things, but honestly, a lot of it is just keeping track of important moments of plot, because I've found if I can remember and repeat the plot, that really helps with my understanding of the story. It's honestly just forgetting things that often hinders my understanding of things like classics. So yeah, that really helps. Which surprised me. I used to be like, who cares about the plot? Like, I just care about the characters and how they make me feel. But yeah.
I tend to care about everything, actually. Plot,
what?
character, setting. I tend to care about everything. So
that's awesome. That's a good thing. Okay, so somewhere in here, Kate said she doesn't like the Well of Ascension. Kate, I thought you gave it like 4 stars or something. Because I remember like there's a discussion in Alan's Discord, we were talking about it. And I was like, I know these two, I think like Charmaine didn't love it as much, but I thought you guys both still liked it. Like, it was good. It just wasn't as good as the first one.
That's the second one, isn't it? The one in the middle.
Yeah.
A lot of people struggle with that one. And actually, I think it's the one I liked the most.
Same
Me
here.
Me too. And Julio struggled with it too. That's why it took him so long, because he was like, it's really slow and there's nothing happening for like half the book, is how he felt.
I
But
liked it because it got into the politics of Elend. Elend really came to life. He became more of a man. In the first book, he was like not a man yet.
yeah.
I liked Final Empire more. I enjoyed it when it got to the ending. Okay, okay. Not to attack you. I feel like I'm attacking all of my friends in this. I'm sorry. You know I love you all. I'm just talking with you guys. Oh my gosh. Nerds are absolutely weird. This is very true. Okay, so it is her memoir. In the best way, yeah. And it's specifically literary nerds, like fantasy nerds, that Julio is now feeling like he understands better, because you guys are both already like big time music nerds. So
We're nerds in other ways. Yeah.
he is pro nerds like in multiple ways now.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So did I ask how you did? How did you all do on what you were doing? Jennifer, how'd you do?
I did good. I read 2 cantos and I took notes and I finished book 1 of War and Peace. I only had a couple of pages left, but so I feel really accomplished.
Yay! And you've already filmed videos today. What a day for you!
I know. It's been a day.
You were just telling me yesterday how you felt like, oh, I haven't done anything for a week. You were just saving it all up for today.
I needed a burst of creative energy.
Oh, Evie, that makes me feel so good to hear. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so glad. I feel like I can agree to. I vox Victoria and Jennifer all the time, and we disagree about things sometimes. And it's like, it's such a relief to know that we can still be friends, even if we disagree.
Totally.
Well, it would be very boring if everyone always agreed with everything.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
I actually like discussions like that.
Yeah. And Christina and I have just started boxing, so I'm sure we'll get there as well. Since she's open to it. Okay, Victoria, how did you do?
I did pretty good. I'm like a couple of pages away from the ending of technically like chapter 1, but it's like 76 pages is chapter 1. So I'm almost there, but I think it's hilarious that John Adams was like a huge book nerd too. Do you guys know that? He would like put books on hold and stuff like at booksellers and be like, I'm gonna reserve all these copies as soon as they come in. And he like had a big library, and I think it's funny.
And that was the only area where he spends unlimited on books.
Yeah.
When it was, I think I was a kid, so you were not born yet, I'm sure. I remember watching a series on his life, and what I remember from that series, I don't remember almost anything except for a library and he holding books and someone telling him that he must respect books or not mistreat them and something related to that. So that's the only thing I remember from that series.
Oh, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about the miniseries?
No, it was a series, but it's not recent. I was a kid. And
oh, when you were a kid. Gotcha. Sorry.
No, 40 years ago. More than 40 years ago. So that's what I said, you were not born yet.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I was like, oh, when should we do our next sprint? Typing it in. I can't multitask very well.
Okay.
I'm
I'm 50
trying to understand.
55
Voxers.
pages.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I was saying that I'm 55 pages to my objective in this book here.
Woo!
You can do it. You can do
You
it,
can
Christina.
do it. I don't know if I can do it. I have a lot left, but I'm enjoying it so much. I'm really enjoying it now. And I started flying through it. It's just that I'm not anywhere near page 315 or wherever we're supposed to be. Well, I'll do my best though. I'm supposed to, for everybody's information, Christina and Jennifer and I are reading War and Peace right now. And we're supposed to be at page 315 tomorrow, so we can talk about it. I'm not going to tell you what page I'm on, but I'm not there yet. In this series. What are we talking about?
Are you talking about Mistborn?
I feel like Sanderson is worse than George R. R. Martin in this series. Interesting. There was some debate earlier about the middle one. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Julio is the best.
He is the best. Thank you for saying.
Julio is awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Okay. The Sanderland. Okay. In case Christina is not aware, Brandon Sanderson, he's such an outliner that like everything happens in this crazy like bam 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 thing at the end. And it's like mind-blowing. We have to get to the end, you know. So I say even if you're like in the beginning, I remember that was my first like adult fantasy, I think. I wasn't really into adult fantasy, and then I started that book and I was like, yeah, 3 stars. And then I got to the end and I was like, mind blown. And then I was hooked. And then I went on and read like every single book I could get my hand on by him. Okay. So Voxer is like the official buddy reading app of BookTube. I would love to Vox you guys. I'll put my Voxer thing in here. So that anybody can add me if they would like. Okay, so, Christina, you already said how you did, right?
Yeah.
You said like.
Yes, but I thought that I was almost at the end of our objective for tomorrow, but I'm not. I am ending part 2, but I still have part 3. So I am almost at 200 pages and we have almost 300, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. You're almost at 200, you said?
Yes.
Oh, I feel so much better. I'm almost to 200 as well. I was like, oh no, they're all gonna finish. Like,
but I will finish.
Yes. Okay, I will finish too. But it may not be like tomorrow morning. Okay, so I'm putting my Voxer in here. I want to do our next sprint coming up here. Are you guys okay with doing? I was thinking about doing another 30-minute sprint, but that might be a bit long because it's getting late for Christina.
But I'm okay.
And
don't worry.
You're okay? Okay, so you're okay. Are you guys all okay for another half-hour sprint or maybe 20 minutes?
Doesn't matter.
Either one.
Doesn't matter. Either one? Okay. Why don't we do another half an hour sprint and then we can end with some chatting. Let's like pull out all the stops and get more work done, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing more.
Cannonballs, so I need to read this.
Yeah, there's a really good instance where a man is like blown off of a horse by a cannonball and nobody even says anything about it. They were just like, okay, there he goes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
War in Russia.
Yes.
Well, I'm still in Austria. So
Oh.
Yeah, me too. I didn't realize at first that I couldn't figure out the note system in the back at first because they were numbered in the back, but in here they were asterisked until finally I figured out that it's page numbers in the back. So I missed some of the notes in the beginning, but They're actually really helpful. I'm loving the war history in here.
Yeah,
It's so interesting.
it is.
Okay, guys, let's do another half an hour sprint. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Sounds good.
Okay. Hi, everybody. How'd you do? Oop, my alarm. Hang on.
It went too quick. I was immersed here.
Sorry. Victoria, how'd you do? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, but
Okay.
Victoria, are you speaking?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted. I'm sorry about that. I did pretty good. I'm a bit into chapter 2 now, which is page 86. So, he got to Philadelphia for the first Congress, and it really makes me want to travel back in time and go to Philadelphia because it sounds really cool. I would have loved to see it. The author does a really good job of like setting the stage and like all the descriptions. He's very descriptive of like what the city would have looked like and smelled like and tasted like. He's talking about food and I'm very hungry, so that sounds good.
He talks about like making sure that he's gonna walk around the city and know his way around, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. It is city life. Different kind of smaller city, but very
Yeah.
colorful. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Kate. The first circle of hell.
Go, Rainy.
Go, Rainy. Go,
Get into it,
Rainy.
Rainy. I'm in the 5th circle of hell now.
Ooh. You're speeding along. Are you reading the commentary, or have you read it enough times to where you're like, I'm good?
I've kind of read it enough times to know some of the references he's making, but I found a good online commentary that was done by a university, and after each part, I go and read all their like detailed description, and you realize you missed so much.
Yeah.
But I'm very nerdy.
Oh.
I'm reading like 2 translations because I'm trying to be a super nerd. But yeah.
Nice. Kate, this is sorry, Christina. I was answering Kate.
I say that I'm watching Tom's commentary also. No, Tom Books.
Yes. He has
He's
a good
wonderful.
commentary too.
Yeah.
Kate, this is a biography.
It's the one that the miniseries was, I think, made off of, right? Is that right? By David McCullough.
Yes.
And it's good enough that you almost feel like it's historical fiction. He's like a really good, like narrative. Is that what you might say? A narrative historian. He can write very well. It doesn't feel like he's sitting you down in class.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, have you read Other Things, Kate, by him? Sorry, go ahead, Victoria.
Oh, no, I wasn't. I'm good.
Yep, I'm super jealous of Rich and where he lives.
Oh, do you live there, Rich?
Yes. And have you visited there, Jennifer?
No, it's like the top of my bucket list in America. I've been to Boston, and that was an overwhelming emotional experience. But Philly, I'm pretty sure I would just cry. I would just walk around and cry, go to the battlefields and cry. They'd be like, "Are you okay?" No.
I would love to visit all those places. As a West Coast person, I have not been to any of those places. Someday.
I wonder if Ryan's visited those places, because I know he's been reading John Adams too, and he's like in love with it. He's like, why have I never read this? I've had it on my shelves for years. Oh, yes, 1776. I started that one and it was really good. I don't know why I didn't finish it. I was probably reading too much, like I always am.
Yeah, I want to get to that one someday.
Yeah. Yes. Already, like, Ramsey read Hamilton, the Hamilton bio by Ron Chernow, and 1776 before even starting the presidential read along. And now I'm like, I want to go back and read those, but I also want to keep up with them. So I'm having trouble deciding. I don't know whether I should go on to Jefferson or not. I have like an hour left in John Adams.
I want to go back and do Washington because I didn't do Washington, so I'm like, I need to go back. So I don't know.
It's so good.
Maybe I'll skip Jefferson, go to Washington, and then come back into the read along.
That's hilarious. We would not be unimpressed. We would be extremely impressed.
Yeah, I would be hanging on to your every word.
I need to like look for some vlogs of that.
Oh, I'm sure they exist.
Oh no.
That is a scary experience.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That happened to my dad in New York, and he's like, I've never been the same.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like homeless guys. It was just he got like mugged and stuff while he
Oh
was
my
living in New York.
gosh.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
what New York, he had the true experience, didn't he?
Yeah.
The iconic.
Yeah. He was living there, so it's not like he was visiting. So it's not really the same. Evie, I feel like yours would be very scary. Being there as a visitor and then being accosted.
Mhm.
But yeah, he was living there and got mugged. Oh yes, we will definitely be I will definitely be looking you up when because we want to go to the East Coast so we can see Ryan and Kristen. So we'll definitely look you up. And Jennifer, of course. Liberty Bell, yes.
Cool.
Rainy would cry too. That's funny.
I can't even watch National Treasure. Like they go into Independence Hall and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like they did that. They were there.
That's awesome.
I am just
Jealousy.
imagining you all crying. Like this.
I cry a lot, Christina. When I'm in a historical place, I'm like,
Well, if you've seen, okay, that doesn't surprise me at all because if you watch Jennifer's channel, she gets like so into the past and it's just really fun. She brings historical figures and places to life in her videos.
oh, thank you.
Oh,
Kate,
That's
are you
why
from NC? Me too.
What?
really? I didn't know that. How did I
That's
miss
crazy.
that? We have so many friends on the East Coast, Victoria.
I know. You need to go.
Oh, goodness. I cry in London, very surprised.
That's your brand, Catherine. Totally.
Yes. Oh man,
Yeah.
that is one thing I
wish
just
I
really.
could time travel because I'd like to see those things. Wouldn't
Totally.
you? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Where didn't you just ask that in your last tag, Christina? You asked people where would you travel next or
Yes,
something like that?
but that was not time traveling, it was teleporting because that's what I chose as a superpower because can you imagine now suddenly, for example, okay, the bell and being there, crying, and then
Crying.
back.
Oh man.
I mean, travel through the space time. Same thing.
Yeah, that would be great.
Come to the east.
Someday.
Oh, someday, Rainy. Yes. I bet Rainy is the theater person among us. Wait, does anybody else here do theater?
I did
I
in
know.
high school.
Yes,
Oh.
I studied.
I know Kate did theater in high school too, or improv and
Nice.
drama.
Oh, that's so funny. No,
I
I
was
used
being
to watch lots of to go to the theater a lot when I was in London because I was studying theater in London and we had to watch several plays and it was great.
That's super cool.
It's so great there.
Right? Well, soon we'll all be traveling again, I'm sure. Once we've all got our vaccinations, things will hopefully start opening up.
Christina will have to look out for me as I'm going to try to come to Lisbon.
Yeah.
I'll be knocking on her door.
That would be so nice. Okay.
Nice.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Studying in London would be amazing.
And yes, it was.
Involved in everything. Uh, pit orchestra. Was helping.
Catherine? She sang on stage on Broadway. We're in the midst of a star.
Whoa!
Catherine is a Broadway star.
You were helping babysit Simba from Lion King, like the actual actor in the Broadway musical. I need to hear this story.
Yeah. Are you on Voxer? Because we're just like ready to form a group with you right now so we can hear this story.
I need to hear this.
Oh man. Oh yes. Yes, definitely. I would do that. Well, it depends on so our travel list is we're gonna go see Victoria. Well, first we're gonna actually take like we're gonna see how I do with vacations. It's been about 4 or 5 years. So our first vacation is actually gonna be just like going to a resort, which we get a couple free nights in. And we haven't decided where it's gonna be. We have a couple options. It's like through Kevin's credit card stuff, because he traveled a lot for work. So that will be our first thing, just to see, to make sure I can handle it, like the plane flights and stuff. But next, we're gonna visit Victoria. Yes, we already have tickets for stuff, like for Disneyland and stuff. So that's definitely happening.
Okay, well, you are more than welcome here like tomorrow. You want to come tomorrow? We can hang out tomorrow. Come on over.
We'll have to make sure it's during a time when you're not busy at work. Maybe we can come in the summer. We'll see.
I know. Well, we would love to go to Northern California and go visit you because it's much better there in the summer. I'm sure it's not 115. So
the only thing about Northern California in the summer is the fires.
Yeah.
You might run into fire season if you come here, but we can always like go to the coast instead because usually you can sort of outrun them depending on where you want to see.
Just drive on the coast.
Yeah, if you drive on the coast, we'll meet you at the coast. There's usually not fires on the beach, so. And then our dream is
sand and water, so you should be safe.
Well, yes. And then our dream is to go to Germany and see the Rhine River.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and all the castles. And we want to go to Rothenburg, the walled city. And we'll also go to Italy, of course. We must go to Venice and Rome. And everybody tells me I have to see Florence too, but we've already got 11 days planned out, so we'll have to see.
Florence is very famous for even causing disease. You know, the Stendhal syndrome.
Mm-hmm. We read about that in Romantic Outlaws.
Yeah. So. And you should come to Portugal too. After all,
of course.
My husband is Portuguese, he says so.
He is Portuguese. This would make sense. My parents-in-law, my mom and dad-in-law, they've been there for sure. They've done like a lot of European tours, and we're watching them from home. We're like, oh, we have to go too.
I recently discovered there's YouTube videos where people do like walking tours of like major cities and locations, and you just watch someone walking around the city, and it's super cool.
Yeah, that is cool. You know, I've been watching some of those like in Asia and stuff. There's a couple that I've seen in Asia, but I haven't seen any in Europe.
We were watching the Paris one. Someone was walking around Paris.
Ooh, Paris. I know, Jennifer, you said you feel like you belong. Was it you who said you feel like you belong in Paris?
I do. I do feel like I belong in Paris. It's a very like a livable place. Like sometimes you visit somewhere and you're like, this is great, but I would never live here. You could live in Paris and it's just like a very nice place. That's a very stereotypical American opinion, I guess, to love Paris.
Yes,
But
because the French don't think like that.
no,
Many
they
of them.
don't like it at
They
all.
don't.
They
I
hate
remember
Paris.
I had one of my teachers that I studied French at, was called Alliance Française here, and so she said that they could pay her whatever, she wouldn't ever live in Paris. So
Wow. Why do Parisian or why do French citizens not enjoy Paris?
I think they view it the way we do New York, that it's like a big, like a city, I guess, and not
That makes
the
sense.
whole of the country. That's like that when people come, they go to Paris and nowhere
Oh,
else.
they're jealous. I got it.
I don't know if it's that, but yeah, I think that's what Jennifer is saying. It's a big city, noisy. Perhaps they think it's, I don't know.
We'll have to ask Melanie Frenchy, Victoria.
Yeah.
What do you think about Paris?
Yeah, that would be a good question for Mel.
Melanie just put up a vlog. Everybody should go check out Melanie Frenchy Reader. She just put up a vlog.
I love Melanie. She's so cool.
She really is. She's wonderful. And she'll be joining us for Les Mis
I'm so
very
excited.
soon. What month does that start again? Is it July?
July? One of those. I think it's July. I think July.
I hope it's July, not June. Please be July. Okay. Well, we've been going for a while. We've been going on for 2.5 hours. And this has been so fun. We've had so much travel talk and like Mistborn talk. No, Pete, I do not like Mistborn weather. We literally do get the skies where the sun is like red and the rest of the sky is like brown or gray, and then there's ash falling from the sky. You know, it's like it gets crazy here. Yeah, like almost every year that happens now. We've been evacuated probably every other year since like 2015.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyways, that was really grim. I don't want to end it there. This was really, really fun. Yes, go for it.
I'm going to have a read along with myself, which is in July to start. Which is
I'm what?
going to read on the 9th of July. It's my birthday, so I will start reading one chapter a day of Les Miserables because it's 365 chapters. So I will end it on the 8th of July of 2022. That's
wow.
Okay.
Very
Again,
cool.
I'm still considering whether I'm going to read it in French or not. Maybe I can, because one chapter a day, I think I can handle that in French. And
cool.
I prefer, so let's see. That's my project.
That's amazing, Christina.
That is super cool.
That is. So anybody who wants a very leisurely trip through Les Mis, check out Christina's channel. She's got you. Yes. Jennifer considered doing that for War and Peace actually too.
I did. Yeah.
It's a good way to do things. Cause like I am enjoying reading it like quickly though too. So so I don't forget all the names and all that.
But it's a lot all at once.
It is a lot all at once.
I,
I
I'm
know
not
Rainy read War and Peace too. Go ahead, sorry.
slowly. No, I'm reading it slowly because I'm reading too many things. That's why. Because it's yes, because
Relatable.
it's not
Yeah.
boring at all. I would read it very fast if it were the only thing I was reading, but no. I have to be reading lots and lots of stuff. Big
Yes,
stuff.
yeah. Of course.
But
It
I'm
is
loving
part of
it.
BookTube.
Everything.
Yep.
I'm reading Dr. Thorne, for example, which is the third in the Bastard series of Anthony Trollope, which I love.
Oh, cool.
Just
And
want to say bye, Kate. Thanks for coming.
and what? Adam Bede by George Eliot. Also love it.
Uh-huh.
Our Mutual Friend by Charles Dickens. It's fantastic. I'm loving it a lot. So all classics, but I love them all.
That's a lot of classics at
And a
once.
lot of big ones. Yeah.
Yes, but they are big because I read, for example, shorter books. I tend to start and finish, 2 days. That's what happened with the Out of the Silent Planet and with Slaughterhouse-Five, and also with funny thing, I'm also doing the Bronte project with Marissa. Is it from?
Oh, Marissa, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
From
the
Blatantly
other day,
Bookish.
I didn't have Agnes Grey, which was supposed to be read here in April. So I ordered it, and it arrived, I don't know, 31st of March or something like that. And so I was just looking at the book, and I finished it. So because it's short, so that's what happens with shorter books. But these longer books, okay.
Well, this was really, really wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody who came, everybody in the chat. You guys make this really, really fun. And of course, everybody up here with me in the StreamYard thing, the broadcast. This was wonderful. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for doing productivity sprints with us. Everybody do please go check out their channels. They're all linked down below. And yeah, I hope you all have a really great rest of your night or day or whatever time it is for you.
Thank you, Christy, for having us. I could talk to you ladies all day. This was so fun.
Yes.
Yeah, this was really fun. We'll have to do more stuff together.